Hi, tennis fans. The Cos here with you for another half hour inside the world of tennis. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Discover the Lake Club, the most exclusive lifestyle in the best-selling luxury village in Lakewood Ranch. With a grand clubhouse, indoor and outdoor dining, spa, and the grand opening of 6 tennis and pickleball courts along with resort-style pools, the Lake Club has it all. Come tour 13 luxury models from the area's premier home builders and discover our newest neighborhoods, Genoa and Lakeview Estates. The luxury, the lifestyle, the Lake Club.
I'm Mike. I'm Bob. You're Inside Tennis with the Cos.
Hi, tennis fans. Terrific as always to be with you. Nice to have the Suncoast players practice social distance and tennis participation at the same time. Very interesting to see the WTA and the ATP players calling their own lines in the recent pro exhibitions. It is very hard to hear that some of our friends have tested positive for the COVID-19. Our latest ATP friend to test positive has been Frances Tiafoe, our Sarasota Open singles champion. So what's new on the show today? Well, we have another great one for you. It is that time in July for the International Tennis Hall of Fame Grass Court Championships. And we will take a look at a few from the past. 4 Slams singles champion and Davis Cup captain Jim Courier will be joining us for a sit-down interview. So let's get it launched with the International Tennis Hall of Fame Championships. Goodness, was it a great week in Newport with the ATP pros playing on the grass courts and the gatherings of the tennis legends.
There's something special about Newport. It is the birthplace of tennis in this country. You know, this is a place where the history comes alive and melds with the present. And you've got this amazing tournament with these great competitors from all over the world. It's exciting. It's now right after the All England Club Championships. We come here, and I have to tell you, I'm just so excited about what's going on with the hall, with the renovations and the new building wings and the new courts, and it's just spectacular. It really feels like a rebirth.
Things are going quite well. We've got a lot happening. A lot of that was in motion before I got here. But we've done an awful lot to try to capitalize on the campus improvements to make sure that we draw more people into Newport, draw more people to the Hall of Fame, but also let's take the Hall of Fame out to the world and make sure that everybody sees the value in the history of the sport and what motivation and inspiration that can provide.
The scenery is spectacular in the town. The grass court tennis was how tennis was originally meant to be played. Just an unbelievable place.
It's always great to be here, and the museum is wonderful. They've redone it. I would encourage anybody to come here. It's a wonderful time to come here, actually, to Newport.
Newport's an awesome city. It's really fun every night, and the restaurants are great, and I really enjoy my time here. So.
Newport to me is not just the beautiful, sights in the city, but it's also the tradition of being here. We're sitting here in the middle of the Tennis Hall of Fame. It's really cool. You can feel the tradition, you can feel the love for the sport out here, and that's what makes it really special.
To be in a sort of coastal town is really nice for me. I love the weather here. It's nice and sunny most of the time. The grass courts, the Tennis Hall of Fame, it's just a complete package.
I brought my family because it's such a beautiful town. It's just got such a beautiful vibe and feeling here, and the people are incredibly friendly. So it's just a great week here.
I mean, this is such hallowed ground in our sport. Obviously, the Hall of Fame, having been here since the mid-'50s, thanks to Jimmy Van Allen, is such a special place, and I consider it just an immense honor to be able to MC the enshrinement ceremony. And this is Bud Collins' house in that respect. And Bud has been so kind to me over the years as a young broadcaster coming through, and being able to step in for him as he's been less able to do these kind of things is something I take very seriously. It's an immense honor, something I take great pride in, and it's easily one of my favorite weeks of the year.
One of the more important things for us to do is to make sure there's a strong player field, and we've had a really strong player field this week, headed by John Isner, Tommy Haas, Sam Query, Ivo Karlovic, Bernard Tomic, Jack Sock. I mean, you know, it's nice to be able to say some nice, significant names in our sport down our list.
It's a great finish to the grass court season to have something here on U.S. soil, obviously with the Tennis Hall of Fame. We got all the history here. I think it's a real player favorite on the calendar, so I'm sure it's here to stay, as is the Hall of Fame, and we're all happy to be here.
Grass courts really suit my game, and yeah, it's very great that they also stretched it out, added a few weeks, so I got to play a lot on the surface, and it ended up paying out.
I know that you won the tournament back in 09, and here you are in 15, 6 years later. Are you playing better?
I think I am playing better. I think if I wasn't playing better, I'd probably not be playing tennis anymore. You know, the level is constantly going up. You have to improve each year, you know, or else just to keep up. So, you know, it's great to play here again with people that you know, maybe remember from 09 or whatever it is, and you know, it's just nice to have support, certainly.
This has been a great opportunity that we've had for now 7-8 years to showcase the very, very best college tennis players with the greatest players in the world, and to be part of the history of the International Tennis Hall of Fame. So it's a very special moment for the ITA, for the players, the coaches, and everyone, and we're very proud to be part of this wonderful day.
Lauren, Fila and Brooks Brothers know how to state fashion on the court, off the court. This morning, what a fashion show you two put together.
Oh, thanks so much, Kaz. It was an amazing show, and one of the first shows that I know of that's been held on a grass tennis court. Well, one of the terrible duties of being a professional tennis player, runway action. What's that like there, Austin?
It was very different. It's something that I haven't really done before, but it was fun. It was a nice change of pace for us. We are obviously on the court most of the time, and to do something like this is pretty cool. So.
It was quite a daunting experience. I was a little shy and embarrassed out there, but it's a lovely setting to be here at the Tennis Hall of Fame, so I'm just happy to be a part of it.
It was fun. It was a great day. Alex and Ani have done this for quite a few years now, and we do it in a different way every year, so the people who come back year after year get a different experience. And it's awfully nice also to have some of our ATP World Tour players out on the runway.
Well, personally, to me, it means everything. The fact that, you know, the International Tennis Hall of Fame has thought me, you know, worthy enough of being inducted into their wonderful club. It's a true honor for me.
They're in a fraternity with the very best players that's ever played the game. Every one of the best players, almost every one, I guess, of the best players ever played the game, there's 243 in the Hall of Fame, have done unbelievable accomplishments.
To me, it's absolutely mind-boggling that she doesn't have a ring yet. So I consider it an honor, a big honor, that she would call me and ask me and to present her ring to her today. Because I mean, if anyone should have got a Hall of Fame ring, she should have been first.
We've been friends a very long time. We fought together for women's rights and established the Women's Tennis Association together. And we still remain friends, which I said was very special to me. Wonderful times together on and off the court, fighting for equal prize money and recognition for women's tennis.
Rosie's presentation brought me to tears, and her friendship is what matters the most, and also Davo's friendship. And it was great to have Rosie and Davo here, and they always made me look good, and I love playing doubles with them. They were unbelievable. And to have that friendship that's so deep and have those memories together today, and all of us be here at the International Hall of Fame, couldn't be better.
I love tennis history,
And in the Hall of Fame, she's so deserved to be a contributor and on the wall with so many other great people that's helped to make tennis as great as it is.
The Lake Club has it all. Come tour 13 luxury models from the area's premier home builders and discover our newest neighborhoods, Genoa and Lakeview Estates. The luxury, the lifestyle, the Lake Club.
Hi, I'm Coco, and you're Inside Tennis with the Cause.
Tennis fans, thanks for staying with us. Hope that you enjoy the remainder of the show. My goodness, with all going on, you go out there with a wooden racket and you win this event today. How cool was it? Was it a pressureless situation where you could finally relax for 2 sets?
It is a little bit of a relief especially after sweating in dress clothes throughout the week, to put the shorts and sneakers on and have a game. And honestly, I would have enjoyed today just as much, probably more, had I lost to Yevgeny in the semifinal, because then I would have gotten some rest. But this is not about who wins and about who loses. It is about the game and the celebration of its history, and that's what I love about the Invesco series in the first place. But then to add to it with bringing them here and having the wood rackets or steel rackets, it's a really fun day.
Crowd came out this morning and support us, and it was really sort of nostalgia to play with the wooden racket, so we did enjoy it very much.
But you were playing with steel. What was that like? The T2000?
That's how I started the game. You know, I learned to play with the steel racket, so it was not new for me, but it was so long ago when I had it. But it was kind of refreshing memory, and it was fun.
Rocket, the cell phone company, is now one of our sponsors on the Invesco Series Tour. We endeavor to do something unique, specifically for them, and this is our homemade, first off the press net. This is its maiden voyage, and now it'll be off to San Jose.
The Invesco Series is partnered with lots of different events, and it's exciting because this is the breeding ground for the tour. We're sort of the other side of that. We're sort of the post-tour. I think it's a really nice combination.
I think most of the reason why people are here, coming to beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, is to see our 3 inductees into the Hall of Fame. I mean, these are absolute legends. To be able to see Li Na, first Asian player inducted into the Hall of Fame, Yevgeny Kafelnikov, who was the first Russian to win a Grand Slam singles title, and Mary Pierce, the last French woman to win Roland Garros. I mean, these are absolute legends. So players and fans are coming from all across the globe. This is the International Tennis Hall of Fame, truly an international class.
No matter who you are, when you get to that moment, to see the realization that everything you have worked for in your life will be remembered forever. You are being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and this place behind us is here to ensure that whatever generation follows in the hundreds of years that will come, where this sport will endure without doubt and evolve to some degree. No one will, those heroic performances, those great personalities, the sacrifices, and just the wonderful things that built the sport will never be forgotten.
What's it like adding an ATP event combined with a International Tennis Hall of Fame weekend?
I think it elevates the whole weekend. I think it elevates the ATP event. I think it elevates the induction weekend as well. You're celebrating players who've retired, who've had great careers, and you're honoring that. But at the same time, you're in the midst of the current calendar, the current year, and all of the events that are continuing to happen, new players, up-and-coming players that are coming through.
John, you're coming off some injury. What's it like to return to grass? How welcoming is grass coming off an injury?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. I think after coming off a foot injury, if I had to choose any surface to play on for my first tournaments back, it would be grass, and it's what I was able to do at Wimbledon and here at Newport. So it is very forgiving for my foot, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Alex, you got your money's worth out there. Every match you played went 3 sets. So when you're getting ready for that 3rd set, what do you tell yourself?
Nothing, just don't tank the match, please. Just stay in the rhythm. Just don't lose your serve. That's what I'm saying.
do these guys like to have in the racket? When do they like to have it? And what idiosyncrasies at the professional level have you found out about stringing their stuff?
It all depends on the player. Some players like the rackets done the morning of their match, closer to their matches. Some prefer the rackets sitting overnight. It all depends. With Isner and Bublik, they play with full polyester.
String tension for John is?
John is 45 pounds for the whole tournament. Bublik is 22 kilos on the main and 24 on the crosser. Yeah.
So both players are playing under 50 pounds. Reasons for that?
Well, the courts are pretty slow and they want the ball to move a little bit more, so they go a little bit lower tension. And with polyester strings, you need to bend it a little bit more, and you need a little bit more power. The strings don't bend as much.
No doubt about it. You were playing with a legend. You won it as a team, but you were part of that legend team. What's it like out there with Leander?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, there's a little extra pressure, you know, playing with a guy who's had so much success and knows so much about the game. But it's a lot of fun, you know, he's positive, he's got a lot of energy. It's amazing how he moves and plays for a guy his age, and I'm learning a lot. I'm just taking as much as I can from it.
Never goes. Once you have it, a champion forever. What's this game of doubles still mean to you? Because you put it on the map. You saved doubles when it was perhaps struggling a bit.
You're too sweet. I think the game of doubles to me means a lot of happiness. Tennis being an individual sport, when you get two individuals on the same court, working together as a team, working together as a unit, it makes life a lot of fun. Through doubles, we try and teach the skills to all the young ones out there watching on how you need to work as a team, where the sum of two individuals are greater than two.
I always, of course, have fond memories of the court because that's where I had my breakout moment in 1984. I got into the tournament as a lucky loser, and I made it to the finals and lost to Martina Navratilova in the finals. And that kind of was the start of my my career, really. It was the first breakout moment. So I have a lot of special memories here in Newport.
You were one of those who put women's doubles on the map and mixed doubles, 17 slam titles. What's the game of doubles mean to you? Do you see any changes?
Well, doubles has changed a lot in the last 20 years since I retired. More players are not coming to the net; they're staying in the baseline, and you know, unfortunately, the recreational players watch that and think that's how they should play, but they should not. Doubles is still one of the net at all. You know, maybe with the pros they have to because the ground strokes are so powerful, and it's so hard to control the volleys now with the racket technology and the spin and the pace that they can put on the ball. So I still always encourage recreational players to get to the net because that's where the doubles happens.
Wow, there you have it, a free tennis tip from the doubles champion herself, Gigi Fernandez. Always great to catch up with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Jill Krabus, you certainly put Rhode Island on the tennis map as a junior. You continued at the University of Florida, putting the university on the tennis map. Then you put yourself on the map with a nice win over Serena Williams and Kim Clijsters. The career. What has it meant to you as a player? What has it meant to you as a person?
Well, that was a very nice introduction. I appreciate that.
And you earned every bit of it.
First, as a player, I just feel like the experiences of just traveling around the world, because of what you learn when not only when you're on the road, but about yourself as a player, how you compete, how you conduct yourself, the people you meet around the world, and it's just like none other experience that I can imagine. I mean, it's just been fantastic, and I'm glad I'm still connected with the sport because I get to see all those friends that I made around the world and on the tour, and it's priceless for me.
The semifinals of the French Open. When did you start dreaming about doing that well at a slam?
Yeah, it's been my dream for my whole life, and it's something I've worked for such a long time. So to have that memory in my life is amazing, and I'm really happy about it, and all my hard work paid off.
Amanda, what's it mean to be part of the next women's generation hitting the scene?
Yeah, we have so many good Americans actually on the rise, and such a strong American team, a lot of young players too, so it's amazing, and we all support each other a lot, so it's really cool.
You kept growing and growing in the last 18 months. Semifinals, Slam, Australian Open. How did you and your dad, your very first coach, celebrate that one?
Yeah, well, I was very far away in Australia, but him and my mom, they're just so proud of me, and yeah, it doesn't seem real. You know, you dream of these things when you're a kid, and then they come true.
How do you like getting the reputation of nobody guts it out, nobody fights it harder than you, maybe nobody's scrappier than you on the court?
Yeah, you know, I
like
just,
that?
yeah, I'm passionate about what I do, and I love the game, and I love competing, and you know, I try my best every day, and I don't want to lose, I want to win.
You didn't reach this early in life, you kind of saved it for prime in life. Even more special?
Yeah, I think it's more special. I think I might have a little greater appreciation for it in some regards, because you know, when you start playing when you're like 14 or 15, I think it's, you know, it's a tough life. It's not easy doing this, and you know, it's hard to have a really long, sustainable career. So I'm glad that I was able to start a little bit later.
Catching up with Jim Courier. Jim, how did a young boy, all-American, blue eyes, blonde hair, baseball player, could have gone pro there, get into this game of tennis?
Yeah, it was really serendipitous, Cos, and it's great to be with you as always. Thanks for your passion for our sport. We both love it equally. I was lucky. My parents liked to play tennis socially. My dad was a baseball player at the University of Florida. My mom was a good athlete, but they played a lot of tennis with other couples in Florida when I was growing up. So my sister and I, like most children, gravitated towards what our parents were doing and wanted to be involved. And that's how I naturally got interested in tennis and started playing that at a pretty young age.
All of a sudden you're at IMG, which then was the Bollettieri Tennis Academy. Arias is there, good guy there. You like being in the booth with him. Yep. I know Andre was there. Yep. What was it like, all you young guys just starting to dry off behind the ears at that point?
It was a fabulous time to be alive for me as a person. It was a big fork in the road opportunity to go and be in an environment at Bollettieri's, which was a very professional environment, because people like Jimmy Arias and Aaron Krickstein and Carling Bassett were all training there, so we could actually see some of the people that we were trying to be and how they got to where they were. So we were doing a lot of the same training that they were. That was something that wasn't available to me when I was living at home prior to that. So it was that, the systems were in place. Nick really put a lot of energy into getting the best players in not only America, but also the world to be there. So you had amazing competition, lots of courts available, lots of good coaches, and on and off court options too, like Dr. Jim Lair, the sports psychologist, was based there at the time. So it was very visionary, and I was very fortunate to be given a scholarship, and I took full advantage of it.
All of a sudden, Roland Garros sitting in a chair, book in hand. That was the Courier everybody thought was as open, as genuine, as real as you could be. What was running through your mind that time at that Open?
Well, look, I think a lot of people are frankly surprised at the time that a tennis player could actually read. So I think that was a bit of an upset in general. But look, I always was very interested, well, not always, but I became more interested and open to what was happening in the world. I always had a book in my bag. I always would read before the matches. You have to remember, this is an era before cell phones and smartphones existed. So that was how I killed the time when you're waiting for the match in front of you to finish. And at one point, playing in the tour finals, I pulled the book out mid-match because I felt like I needed a mental break on the changeover.
Red, white, and blue on your back. I mean, you have it in your heart, so I know that. So you're playing as a Davis Cup member. Then go on and you're Davis Cup captain. Davis Cup memories.
Well, Davis Cup for me started at a very young age. I was on the Junior Davis Cup team when I was 15 years old. That was a national team that we got to travel with USTA national coaches. From there, I was a practice partner on a squad. Then I became a player on the squad. Eventually was part of a winning team 2 times, and then was a captain for 8 years. So I really have lived a full Davis Cup life, and being able to be on a team with so many great friends of mine over the course of my Davis Cup playing career was spectacular. So Champions Tennis has existed in a lot of different iterations from back in the days when Laver and his guys came off of the tour. There was a void in the marketplace in America. There was no Champions Tour about 15 years ago, and my friend and business partner John Venison, we decided to tackle that and to try and find something in America for the Champions players, and we did that. It was originally the Outback Champion Series. Now it's the Invesco Series. It's gone through a couple of corporate partners along the way, but the players have been ever supportive. And we've tried to make it a nice condensed format for the fans to be able to come out and watch 4 names that they know play one night of tennis, and it takes about the same time as watching one tennis match. It's about a 2.5-hour extravaganza. We've been lucky enough to lure you into our web and have you come and watch a few of those events. It's been a real pleasure for us at Inside Out and for me particularly to be involved.
It's a pleasure to hear you in the booth. You're going nonstop up here at the U.S. Open. Fondest memories here on the court and now in the booth.
Well, certainly making the finals here in '91 was my highlight as a player here. And I made the semis a few more times, and I had a great time competing, trying to win my national title. Got stopped by some great players like Stefan Edberg and Pete Sampras, so no regrets there at all. And I've been in the booth pretty much ever since. And I worked for USA Network when they had the rights, CBS when they had the rights. Now I'm with Tennis Channel in the morning show from 8 to 11. And I'm with Amazon Prime, which has the rights back to the UK. So I'll be heading up to the booth here in about an hour or so to work with Mark Petchey and John McEnroe to call the match featuring Stan Wawrinka and Daniil Medvedev. So I love being involved and just watching history unfold and trying to figure out what's happening on the court and hopefully share some insights to the fans at home and allow them to see the match through a different lens and maybe understand better why things are happening out there. That's really our job in the booth, is to tell you why. You can see what's happening. We're supposed to tell you why it's happening.
Thank you so much.
Kaz, great being with you. Thanks.
My pleasure.
The lefty shake, that's good. Yeah, I got McEnroe today, so I got the lefty shake with you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Last summer, while working with Nate Griffin at Lakewood National as its touring professional, I had a chance to spend some time with his son Jackson. And what did we discover? A way to stay cool while practicing your tennis. Stay tuned and you'll see how.
Hi there, Nate Griffin here at Lakewood Ranch Club in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, Director of Racket Sports. I have an interesting tip for you today, and it involves staying cool. We're in South Florida, of course, where it's very hot, 90 degrees plus in the summer. So we have an excellent way for you to continue your tennis training in the swimming pool. And you can use your tennis racket. You can go inside the pool, submerge your tennis racket down, work on your low to high strokes, both on the forehand and the backhand, and get some resistance. But it's going to be very easy on your body, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. Give it a check.
Tennis fans, great to have you with us on Inside Tennis with the Cause. We love our sponsors, and you will too. Stop by and see them. But until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you right here every Saturday, 12:30 on SNN.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary Carrillo and you're Inside Tennis with the Cause, the legend.